Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out to play today. My name is Vandana Taranora, and I'm the creator of Vandana Light Healing. Welcome to Your Bones Remember. This is a bone healing class for ancestral healing. So this is all about our connection to our ancestors as living ancestors ourselves. And that although our minds might have forgotten what happened in the past or even in past lives, our bones remember, right? Our cells remember, our muscles remember, our organs remember everything. And although there lives burdens, there also live gifts inside of our bones and DNA. And these are passed on by our ancestors epigenetically. But there is good news. There is something that we can definitely do about it. We can locate where we're holding and storing thousands of lifetimes of trauma imprints from our ancestors, unspoken vows, unfulfilled dreams that were passed on to us from the moment of conception and in utero. So this is a call to empower you. This is also an invitation and an opportunity for you to realize that you have more power, than you ever gave yourself credit for, that you can change, you can transform, transmute, transcend everything that happened before, but you could also make peace with your ancestral bloodline. And this is also the program that I'm going to talk about at the end of our call that's coming up soon that I am very excited about. It's really about feminine empowerment and to empower and to free and liberate the bondage to the patriarchy that has also existed for generations and generations and continues to exist in this generation and timeline. And so we'll be exploring how we can move some of the stuck heavy energy, right? How we can breathe through our bones all the way into the depth, the core, and the root of the original trauma when it was imprinted in our bones, right? And with our own healing breath, we can actually move some of the blocks, the barriers, the walls that live within us. And we can also help to fulfill the dreams, the unfulfilled dreams of our ancestral lineage, right? And we are their voice. We can become their greatest advocate once we allow ourselves to make peace with them, with all of our bloodline, maternal, paternal, right? But also to make peace with ourselves and to, say ho'oponopono if we need to, right? Thank you. Thank you for the gift of this life, ancestors, and also, to say, I'm sorry, forgive me, for all of the ways that I didn't know that I was part of you, that we would always be connected, we can never be separated, and that there are gifts and resources that we can call upon them to offer us as we become an offering for them, a divine offering, and we can express and do what they never were able to do in their lifetimes. And so the pain, the stress, and the trauma that we carry, 99% of the time, it doesn't belong to us. It's not ours. So I'll be walking you through some guided meditations today so you could actually allow yourself to realize that those karmic burdens don't belong to you. They can never serve you, but you can do something about it. And that cycle of trauma can end with you as your family's first cycle breaker. So yeah, so let's have some fun. Please go ahead and type your name and where you're calling from in the chat box. I know many of you, but I don't know all of you. So I have my smudging feather with me. So if you have any sage or any copal or, incense of any kind, you can go ahead and brush yourself off with that. Just light up some resins and some herbs and just begin to drop into your body. I'm going to talk about different ways that you can become free of all of the burdens, right? And instead of focusing on the burdens and what's wrong in your life, I want to show you how you could change that and turn that around as an alchemist and really focus on gratitude for the gift of your life and your body, and that it's never too late to heal whatever still hurts, and to also return to the first ancestor that inadvertently, unconsciously created that first trauma and misunderstanding, the first misalignment with source. And today I'm also going to be, interestingly enough, connecting you with a healthy, wise and well medicine woman or medicine man, just to reconnect with your lineage's wisdom that also lives on in your bones, right? In the memory of your bones, in the language and the light of your bones, right? And so we want to focus on that. And so I'm just going to have a quick look at the chat box and let's begin our journey here. Joy T, hello, namaste to you too. Will this ancestral healing assist with releasing hereditary varicose veins? So we're going to address what's behind the physical imbalance or the physical structural pain that has manifested as a result of the unhealed emotional, psychological, and spiritual scars, marks, and wounds that actually created the visual image, so the real matter of the physical problem in your body. So the answer is yes. But we know that if we ignore, deny, refuse, or resist, making peace with the past, reconciling with our family members living and on the other side, that once we take care of that, we can release and cut ties, we can detach from the cords, from the vows, from the contracts, from the imprints that are still living and vibrating in all of our systems, right? And mostly in the vibration of and the resonance of our bones and our bone structure. So a lot of it is inherited, right? But also not all of it is inherited. It's mostly the mental constructs. So the thought forms, the ideas, the beliefs, the attitudes, that are non-beneficial, that don't serve us, right? That's what we actually bought. That's what we actually adopted before we were 2 years old, right? So if your family members had varicose veins, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have a predisposition 100% that you're going to get it. But we want to have a look and kind of, with curiosity, we want to explore. Right? We want to explore why that happened or what led to that, right? And what were the harmful and hurtful or painful beliefs that they held, that your family members held, that led to potentially an unhealthy or toxic lifestyle. So some of it, yeah, it can be inherited, but most of it isn't. It's energetic. And that's why we're here as energy healers. We're here to move some of those heavy energy blocks, those stuck points or pain points. So great question. Hey, Sue. Oh, thanks for the pink heart. Um, yeah, always love your energy. Thank you, Wilma. Wilma's calling in from Ottawa, Canada. Barbara from Hamburg, Germany. Roseanne, thank you, Vandana, for this special time with you. Thank you, Roseanne from Massachusetts. Sue from England. Beautiful. Yeah, so let me just give you a background because I have so much planned. I think my ADD is really kicking in when I have these courses because there's so much I want to offer you and I want to empower you around. And it just seems like there's never enough time, right? And that's why I have this 3-week program, the series coming up. So yeah, let's just get started by finding a comfortable space and just kind of dropping out of your head into your heart space. And just knowing that your healing breath can anchor you and ground you in your own body and can really move and melt and dissolve, all of the blocks, the walls, the shields, the armor, even around your heart, and that we have the potential to even heal and mend heartbreak when we work with our enlightened and elevated, bright and shiny ancestors. And yes, even you have medicine women, men, wise women, men, ancestors. They might have lived 1,000 years ago, but they're somewhere in your bloodline. And even though you can't see them, you can reconnect and reunite with them. And once you can wrap your heart around this, not your head, and try and figure out how to feel better, you can actually heal a lot of the physical issues that once were emotional wounds that were just unhealed, unprocessed, undigested, right? So you don't have to constantly be overwhelmed and overpowered, or overtaken, I should say, overtaken by all of that, by all of the ancestral burdens. And you can unburden, and not only for yourselves and your children, but for them, for your ancestors as well, right? Because when you choose to be free, you're freeing simultaneously all of the ancestors who led to birthing you. So this is pretty cool. And I know that many of us were not taught how to do that, how to channel our ancestors at all. So this is going to be really cool and really fun. So first, I just want to share, why are you here? I want to ask you, why are you here? I'm happy and I'm so grateful. And I love being with you and sitting with you and holding a safe space for all of you. But I'd love for you to tell me in the chat box, because this way I can kind of customize a treatment plan for everyone. Please share, where do you carry your pain, right? Where do you carry and hold and bury your pain? And where have you buried your pain so deeply in your bones that you don't even know where they are? Are they in your arms, in your legs? Are they in your bones, bone marrow, your bone cells, in your organs, your muscles? Are they tense and stiff a lot? Where do you hold your ancestors' trauma that doesn't even belong to you, that was never yours and can never serve you? And are you willing to destroy and uncreate everything I just brought up for you, with consciousness attached and with ease and grace? So anywhere you're unwilling to, ask yourself, what is that about? What is this resistance about? How does my pain, your pain, the group pain, right? The collective trauma on the planet, how is all of this actually secretly serving you? I had a client the other day and I asked her that question and I said, do you think that this is actually working for you somehow? Like all the pain that you're feeling, all the stiffness, the osteoarthritis, the inflammation, the spinal, the herniated disc, the bulging disc, how is that actually serving you or working for you? And she told me right away, oh yeah, it does. I was like, interesting point of view that you have that point of view, right? And then I asked her further and she's like, yeah, because it helps me to not have to deal with other stuff because I have a good reason or I get attention from people, from my family members. I get phone calls or emails asking how I am. And if I didn't have this problem, this pain that forced me to go to doctors and stuff, like I wouldn't get so much attention, but what if that actually is not the greatest way? It's not the healthiest way to get attention. So one more thing I just want to say, you're all living ancestors, right? You're a living ancestor for your descendants. And your bones and your bone marrow also carry forgotten knowledge that our minds have forgotten. This ancient knowledge, wisdom, and these superpowers, these healing abilities of resilience and resourcefulness, right? That you never knew and were never taught to be true about you. So I just want to remind you that you are all powerful warriors, shamanesses, priestesses, goddesses, and you have the potential to heal thousands of lifetimes, like just by saying, yes, I'm willing to be my ancestors' first cycle breaker. So again, your mind may have been veiled with amnesia from lifetime to lifetime, but your body keeps a score. Your body remembers everything that you've forgotten, right? Good, bad, right, wrong, but we don't have to judge whatever is happening, whatever pain you're feeling is actually, what if that, when you feel that deep, dull ache in your bones, or maybe a knowing, like a clear cognizance, right? Like, oh, I feel it in my bones. I feel that that's true. What if that was a gift and a messenger instead of a curse and a spell? Right? That you can't seem to break free of. So we want to thank our body's wisdom, and we want to question and talk to all of our organs too, and ask them, what is it that I can give to you that you never got growing up? What do you need? What are you trying to tell me? When was the last time you were in conversation and you listened? You listened to your body, right? And you heard what it had to say, and then you changed your lifestyle, or you did something really, really healthy, and really you took a different action step, right? This is what I'm inviting you to explore with me today, because it's not, our ancestors didn't just pass on burdens. We didn't only inherit their stuff, right? Their varicose veins or their like spinal misalignments or herniated discs or whatever, or their arthritis. We didn't only, they didn't pass only that on to us. They also passed on their strength, right? Their creative energy, their resourcefulness, and their ability to survive and thrive. Because if it wasn't for our ancestors, we wouldn't be alive. So what if we could look at this life instead of a curse as a gift? And so we want to look at our thoughts, our judgments, our belief systems, because it all starts with a thought. And if it's a negative thought or a punishing, stressful way of thinking, right, then that becomes locked over time. It becomes stuck in our systems and it forms a belief, like a really solid, unmovable, unchangeable belief. And then that belief informs our ego, and then we make whatever we think is true, even though it's not true, we make that true. And then we feel like, and then it's like we can never change that, right? And then it affects our feelings and our emotions, even our field of consciousness and awareness. And so how is your pain actually serving you? That's what I would love to know. And remember, all of these traits, all of your ancestors and your past life records are actually, the recordings are stored in your body and in your earth and star DNA. And so if it feels like something is missing or broken, it's your birthright to reunite with your ancestors, and also what I call the bone woman archetype, which is kind of like that strong, indigenous, like first ancestor, right? The wild and free, the liberated and powerful yet gentle divine feminine, right? So this is who I'm going to introduce you to today. And we're going to be bone breathing today, breathing into any ancient wounds that are still living on in your brainstem. So your brainstem is really one of the first organs, as well as one of the first parts of your body to be formed in utero, as well as your spinal cord and your heart, right? And so the brainstem is all about, it holds the limbic system, the reptilian survival brain, right? And also the amygdala gland. And this is all about this frozen fear, and where everything feels like a threat or a danger, and where we feel that we're not in control of our bodies, right? And so we want to work on releasing some of that fight, flight, freeze, autopilot systems as well. Good. And our minds are really just recording systems, but we need our minds to operate and function in the world. But it's our bodies that contain thousands and thousands of generations, lifetimes of wisdom and important information, potentially life-saving information. So that's the part that we want to attune to. Your body contains an inner pharmacy, right? In your heart, in your DNA, in all of the 206 bones in your body. So you have an inner healing pharmacy. You have an inner healer within you. You have all of these strengths and resources and solutions already, which should feel very life affirming. And we also have our Akashic Libraries records, and we can change all of the vows and contracts that are not working for us, that are actually holding us back and making us really ill and sick. So let me take a quick look at the chat box. Beautiful. Thank you so much thank you for being here with me. I really do love and appreciate all of you so much. Let me see. Barbara says you're so sweet. So are you, Barbara. Takes one to know one. And then Joy T is saying that she's currently bedridden due to lumbar vertebra 1 to 5, nerve compression, and left leg numb. My bones are eroding and getting thinner. So this is why we want to call upon all of the wisdom and the resources that are contained in all of your cells, your muscles, your organs. And you want to ask questions, because I didn't hear any question. I only heard just a decision that you made, a conclusion, or maybe a diagnosis that you were told. But everything's healable, and everything is changeable, and everything is resolvable. So instead of just stating this, this is how it is, right? This is what our society always tells us. Sorry, it's just the way it is, and it's probably going to get worse. So if you listen to Western doctors, that's probably what they'll tell you, which would actually lead to more of a feeling of doubt, despair, fear, and discouragement, disempowerment. So we want to trust our intuition and use the power of our imagination to escape that box of limitation and ask different questions like, what is it going to take to change this? I wonder, and just get curious about it. Allow yourself to stay calm and grounded, right? But also curious about, I wonder what else is possible. Those are the kind of questions that I invite you and your body to participate in. Instead of deciding that it's too late, that whatever pain you're experiencing is irreversible, you don't have to agree to that because it might not be true for you. Everyone's different. So what's it going to take to change this? What else is possible? And there are a lot more questions that I'll be sharing with you during the program. Elena is saying pelvis, womb, genitalia. I feel that. Wilma, I suspect it's too deeply hidden and blocked. I have no conscious idea where it's hidden. Yes. And that's what we're going to be exploring for the program, for the bone memory healing program that I'm going to be facilitating in just a few weeks. Everything you said. Yes, I'm willing to. Thank you. Tense jaw, the jawbone. Yeah, that's a big deal. That's TMJ. And I think that, and we will go into the emotional cause or the root of it and where it started, where that misalignment started, that created the grinding, the pain, and the tension. And a lot of that is fear, but it's also frustration. There's some type of imbalance or misalignment because the teeth represent growth and wisdom. So you'll learn all of that. I'll be providing charts so you can actually have a look at it, just like the Louise Hay book, right? Where there's actually like a dictionary of, all these charts that show like, okay, here's the physical pain. What's the cause of it that I'm not addressing, that I'm not recognizing or acknowledging? And once you can have a look at that, forgive yourself, forgive whoever the source of that pain you think that it's coming from, and you can actually let that go, because a lot of this pain and tension you're carrying forward from generation to generation, but it didn't start with you. And like I said, it can definitely end with you. It's all up to you, right? Biting down on back teeth and holding on to something needs to be released. Absolutely, Suzanne. Roseanne, I was told that I have low bone density. Yeah, on my jaw. A lot of our organs and our bones too can regenerate. Our liver can regenerate as well. Our cells can regenerate. They're always, kind of refreshing or regenerating. Right. And in every moment. And so, yeah, I get that. I totally get that. For the last 30 years, feels loose. Yeah. It's always very delicate part of my body. It's a sensitive spot. We all have like an Achilles heel, like a sensitive spot where we tend to hold the burdens, the pain, the tension, the stress, and the whatever hasn't been realized, right? So even the unfulfilled dreams, upper and lower spine, fragile bones, yeah, thoracic vertebral pain from time to time, and there are so many treatments now. That's the thing. You don't even have to have surgery. I mean, unless the pain is so excruciating and it's really, and you get a lot of opinions and do the whole Western, but also Eastern medicine route, go to Chinese medicine doctors, go to Ayurvedic doctors, go to homeopathic doctors, go to functional medicine doctors, do your research too. Don't depend on just one person who acts like God and tells you it's too late. Like it's not reversible because everything is. when we can move and unlock all of those energy blocks and release and flush all of those toxins out of our systems. There are injections, there's physical therapy, there are treatments, there's massage, there's body work, there's craniosacral, there's polarity energy healing, there's Reiki. There's a lot. There's a lot of stuff, you know? So I don't want to hear like it's too late for me, because that's a lie. You know, is that true? Or so does that feel light or heavy when I tell you it's too late? Like it's just going to get worse. Most likely it feels heavy. If it felt light, that would mean it was true for you, but that means it's a lie. Whenever something feels heavy, it's generally not true. Severe arthritis, even the word arthritis has such a heavy energy around it, doesn't it? You know, and what are the pictures and the projections and the belief systems, unconscious or conscious, that are living on in your psyche and in your bone memory, right? That make you resist having arthritis or make you wrong for having arthritis, right? So we want to ask like, hey, what's right about my bones? What's right about my discs? What's right about my cartilage? What's right about arthritis? And what if, you know, what's going on is not a wrongness, but a strongness? So it's like, what are you judging? And what are you denying? And what are you fearing? So if you can have a look at that and free yourself from those restrictions or the energetic compression, right? And just allow your body to just be free and to be as it is, because everything is subject to change, right? I get it. Totally get everything you're saying. Lower and middle back pain since about a year, starting with plantar fasciitis, trying to find the true core. Yeah, I think you'll find it in this program. The true core. What is the root, right? What is the root that has been ignored, denied, overlooked, bypassed? What's the root of it? And like I said in the call, 99% of that doesn't belong to you. Digestive issues. And so if there's an issue in our organs, there's an issue in all of our systems, right? In our digestive system, our nervous system, our endocrine system, our immune system. Everything is connected. So, and also, does this belong to you? Is it yours or somebody else's? Or is it something else's? Like, is it the planet's, right? Pain. So we have to examine and always ask questions to get to the root, like you're saying, Barbara. But yeah, and what if it's possible to dissolve all of this with ease and grace? Anything that wouldn't allow it, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it times a godzillion? Yeah, let's do that now. Beautiful. So I think that at this point, instead of talking about our stories, this is not talk therapy, this is energy healing, right? We're moving the stuck energy with our breathing, with our breath, with the light from source, with our higher power, our higher self. So I invite you to get nice, cozy, and comfy. You can grab a pillow and a blanket. You can light some sage or some incense. You can go get your essential oil or your remedy rescues or flower essences or whatever you use. And I invite you to warm your hands up by rubbing them together. We're just going to do a little visualization. I'm going to invite you to drop into your heart about 18 inches from your head, and notice what's there, placing your hands over your heart, or one hand over your heart and the other over your solar plexus, the center of your power. And so I invite you to just breathe with me in no special way, just naturally. You could scan your body and notice like, are there any parts of my body that feel really stiff, tight, compressed, instead of expanded? And what if I could breathe this white light, this holy kind of holy, sacred, mystical light, the light of source, the light of the universe. And what if I could breathe that right now and see it and feel it and know that this light from the universe and beyond this universe is actually part of us, right? So it's part of you and me, and that we're just a reflection of this light for each other. So see if you could breathe in through the top of your head, your crown, kind of prepare your body and mind to really relax. Take a few deep breaths in and longer on your out breath, and allow your systems, your mind, your body, even your bones and organs to just settle, just slip into your skin, right? Just drop and settle in. And just visualize this light of healing, this radiant, white, pure light. And it's all around you. So go ahead and pull down any barriers around you. Peel off and away any barriers around you. Drop your barriers around you that keep you on guard, that keep you small and squeezed and compressed, right? I want you to really expand out, expand into this big, bright light that you are. And let's guide this light with our hands through our bodies to melt and dissolve all of the density, right? Just taking that light with your hands, right? So that you are light, and you do have healing hands. We're all born with healing hands. And warm them up so the light feels warm and toasty and soothing. And just wherever it feels heavy or tight or stiff or sore in the front or the back of your chakras, I want you to just place your healing hands there and feel that white light that's in your hands, right? If you have symbols, you can draw your Reiki symbols. We just had an Ahara Reiki, Egyptian Reiki course, and we had 4 symbols there. Or maybe you are a Usui Reiki master or a practitioner. Maybe you want to just draw little hearts or little golden sun discs wherever. Just feel that light penetrating, permeating, and moving on its own with its own intelligence all the way through you. And invite especially that light into your skin and through your cells, your muscles, your organs, and your bones, and your bone marrow. And notice what that feels like as you actually embrace this white light, this healing light. And let's invite in all of our wise and well first female healer ancestors, the matriarchs, the grandmothers, the ancestors, daughters, all of the first medicine women, the ones that are nameless, that we never knew. But they're not forgotten or lost, because you can reunite and remember them and allow them to gift, to bless you with their medicine, with their energy medicine. And let's go ahead and thank them for all of the gifts, your skills, your talents that you were born with, that they passed on to you. All of these blessings that live on in your blood, right? In your bloodstream, in your genomes, and your hormones. Let's pray for them and tell them we haven't forgotten them. And now I'm going to ask you to open up even more and unzip yourself. So imagine that there's this beautiful golden zipper and it's right above you, and you just kind of unzip yourself from all that heavy armor around you that's been blocking your own inner light, your inner fire. And allow that zipper to just fall all the way to your feet, and that armor to fall to your ankles, to your feet. Really sit up straight if you can. So your spine is kind of upheld. Your body is being held by your chair, supported, sitting strong and tall. Your spinal column and also your tailbone. And see if you could breathe into all of your bones and really root yourself, root your body. Make sure your feet are on the ground, touching, kissing the earth, our earth mother, Pachamama, and just really breathing into and through every part of you, into your long and large, into your small and short bones. Yeah. Giving you the courage to move forward, to walk in your power, in your beauty, and breathe that white light into your pelvis, your buttocks, into your womb, the center of your creation. And breathing into your heart, that white light is just opening the doors and the wings of your heart, just breathing in more and more, deeper and deeper, from the front to the back of you, and now all the way into your uterus, your reproductive organs, that could be physical or spiritual, and into your backbone, really feeling the support, because the backbone is about support. And even if you didn't get support, you can give yourself support, and you can call upon the bone woman archetype, right? The strong woman, all the strong women, the courageous women who came before you. And you can ask them for help. You can call upon your inner healer and awaken her too. And breathing into your ribs now. And just lowering any heart walls or defenses, one by one, just exhaling them and expanding and melting them until they just fall off and away. There's no need to hide your heart. Open your heart more. Speak to your inner child. Ask your bones and your organs what they need. And breathe into your arms, elbows, to really reach for what it is that you need, to receive it with your open palms and hands, to accept your life and your body without punishing or beating yourself up, without judging or putting yourself down. And ask, if you do this, who do these behaviors, thoughts, feelings, and emotions belong to? Who are you holding in your bones? And are you willing to find an exit point? The top of your head, the palms of your hands, the back of your heart, the soles of your feet, so you can get out of your head, your skull, right? Get out of your mind, get out of your own way. Those thoughts aren't even your own, those hurtful, painful, horrible thoughts. The pain from the past, get out of the past, regret, past, whatever happened in the past, right? And move into the present and out of the future. And breathing, massaging your jaws, your head, your skull, your cranial bones, your shoulders, releasing the responsibility, the burdens, and the obligations. And again, readjust your body posture so you're sitting on your tailbone, you're sitting upright in your power. You are worthy, you are deserving. You're deserving to be free of pain and suffering. The Buddha said, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. And Thich Nhat Hanh, the venerable Zen master, the Buddhist monk who was one of my greatest teachers, also said that there's something called a second arrow. There's a secondary gain that you gain that keeps you stuck in your suffering. So the physical pain is the first arrow, but we draw another arrow and we inflict pain on ourselves when it's not necessary to, right? So what are you thinking and feeling about your bones now, about the condition of your body, about your weight, about your age, about your spine, whatever it is? So I want you to breathe into your leg bones, your breastbone, your pelvis and your hips. Breathe in that white light in, the source light. And all of your helpers, your totem medicine animals, maybe you work with the wolf totem or the bear totem or the turtle totem. And what angels and archangels are right here in this room that could back and bless you and stand behind you. Please invite in anyone or anything. Let's invite in Mother Mary, right? Yeshua, Sananda, Isho, Miriam, Mary Magdalene. Today is Easter Sunday. So let's invite them and ask them to contribute to us, right? To hold a safe space. And now breathe into your ribs and your rib cage. We hold a lot of fear, frustration, and anger, and even resentment that we shove to the back of us. So breathe into your body, your whole body, and become a hollow bone. And breathe into your wing chakras behind your heart, your wish bones. You can make a wish now. And just notice how it feels to just, instead of repress and deny and breathe shallowly from your chest, breathe all the way into your lungs, but drop into your belly now, into your upper and lower abdomen, your hara, your dantian, and notice your breath rising, energizing, refueling, and regenerating every cell, organ, and bone, every muscle in your body, every structure in your body. And see if you can exhale longer, because you are the gift that your ancestors have been waiting for. And let's continue bone breathing. This is an ancient Taoist practice. Notice that you seem to have more space than before, that the bones don't seem so constricted where it feels like you're just bone on bone, right? Breathe into your cartilage and breathe more deeply. And now swallow your breath and allow that healing breath and that healing light, the light of wisdom, the nameless light of intelligence, intelligent light, right? Allow it to penetrate all the way through you, and really allow that light to move all the way down from your neck, from the branches around your vagus system, all the way down to your heart. Let your heart slow down a little bit. Breathing out longer, dropping all the way into your vagus nervous system, and really creating more balance and homeostasis, more warmth, more space, more peace inside. And see if you can forgive yourself for punishing yourself for all these years and all these lifetimes, and pretending that you're less than others. Can you forgive yourself for judging and comparing yourself, your body, your health to others? So now I'm going to ask you to inhale into even more spaciousness, more awareness, opening up the top of your head, the wings from behind your heart, stretching out your arms and really dropping and floating into this infinite space, expanding into the solar system, the Milky Way galaxy, and that there is no separation between you and your ancestors too. And just breathe into your bones again, and your spinal column, and your sacrum. And notice what you're now becoming aware of that you might not have noticed before. Just follow your breath all the way to the end of your next inhalation and exhalation. And now even deeper into your arm bones, your leg bones, your skin, and into the marrow of your bones, into your red and white blood cells. Good. Knowing that you have all of the healing tools inside of you. And how does this feel? That you're finally owning your powers, that you actually, your body has its own natural healing response that you can tap into, that you can activate with your will, with your words, with your intentions. Good. Keep breathing. You're doing great. And if you do experience any tension or numb or frozen energy, or maybe a pulling sensation or a spasm for a minute, I want you to not give up hope and still breathe into and through until all of those patches of pain and the pain points begin to soften, settle, dissolve, and shrink. You could say, I love you. I love you to the 206 bones and my ligaments and joints and tendons and my meniscuses and everything I've torn and fractured. That I love my joints. I love my tibia, my fibula. I love my talus bone. And I even love my herniated bulging discs. They're so cute. And what's right about them that I'm not getting? How are they actually helping me to go further, to explore my inner pharmacy? Just keep breathing into your lower body now and just notice how that feels when you're just filled up to the brim with so much chi energy. And notice if that healing chi is moving up and down your spinal column, your chakras, the front and back. What does that feel like if you could actually help to move some of that energy with your healing hands, your intentions, your visualizations? Maybe move some of that energies in some of those blockages through your hip sockets, filling up your pelvis with healing chi, with love and light and aloha energy. Breathing deeper, breathing that deeper chi, filling up all the bones in your cranium, in your sacrum, in the whole length and width of your spine. And let's invite in the bones of the earth, your wise medicine ancestors, and the La Usuera, your first bone woman, elder medicine ancestor, to come and reset your bones so you can reclaim your powers. You can walk forward on the highest path in beauty with flexibility, fluidity. And let's tap into the water, the fire, the earth energy, the star energy, space. Move beyond the space and place and imagine that everything is okay. In this moment, everything is basically okay. And we're going to ask that first ancestor, see if you can get a glimpse and a feel for her presence, for her essence, the one that lived generations ago before the recently traumatized ancestors that you knew. So we're tapping into that mysterious, unknown ancestor that is related to you with by bone and by blood and by DNA. And notice what she looks like, how she's dressed, and ask her to release whatever it is, whatever pain, whatever stress, whatever inflammation, irritation, depression that you adopted from your ancestors, that you took on before the age of 2, even while you were in utero. And ask if she's willing to take all that and introduce yourself to her as she tells you that she is the one that you've been waiting for, and you are the one that she's been waiting for. And this is the bold and emboldened, enlightened, resilient woman filled with healing wisdom, filled with the remedies, with the elixirs, the tinctures, connected with Mother Nature. So allow yourself to sit with her and imagine, envision that you are on ancestral, solid, and fertile ground. Allow yourself maybe to sit in front of a fire pit, but allow yourself to revisit or imagine, if you can see, imagine if you could see, if you could feel, if you could just know and trust every bone in your body that you too have this medicine woman ancestor, the bone woman, the bone whisperer from your family, the one that knows how to treat all of the ailments, the sicknesses, and the illnesses, mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual, the ones your recent family members weren't able to. But you can, and you can do it not only for them, but for you, and for the ones that will come after you, for your children and children's children, born and unborn. So allow yourself to just relax and sit opposite, as far away or as close as you need to, and begin to have a conversation. You can tell her, I am your child. You are my ancestor. I have not forgotten about you. I desire to get to know you. You are the elder of my clan. You are the bone woman, the Hawisuera. Sorry, let's try that again. La Hawasuera, La Hawasuera. La Trepera, the gathering woman, the La Curandera, the Bruja, the holistic herbal healers, the witches, the sorcerers, right? The priestesses. You are the one, you are the magician, you are the doctors, the homeopaths, the herbalists. You are the doulas and the life givers. And allow yourself to hear her voice as she tells you that she is your great, 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 great grandmother. The grandmother who has known of bones being broken, lost, and buried. And the bones of the women that led to birthing you 5 generations before and 5 generations forward. And she tells you that she is the woman, the wild woman who refuses to take no for an answer. And you are related to her. She is related to you. She is part of you. She can never leave you. She is the one that runs wild with the wolves, right? So allow yourself to just get to know her. She is the bone gatherer, the one that could sing and revive your bones, resurrect you from the ashes of pain and stress and distress. So allow her to sing over your bones, to drum and rattle over your bones, to whistle over your bones, to howl over the scattered bones of your ancestors, to breathe new life into what needed to die to be reborn and resurrected. She is not a healer. Feel her. See her, hear her. Allow this conversation to take place in a higher dimension. She is an alchemical transmuter. She tells you now she's not only the bone woman, she's a spider woman. She's a wolf woman. She's the one who weaves back the fabric that was ripped into pieces in all of your lifetimes, in all of the places and spaces that you inhabited and embodied. She is not just nice or kind or compassionate. She is going to hold an unwavering space for you to relieve you from suffering, to awaken, to show you how to awaken your own inner bone woman. La Loba, the wolf woman, breathing new life into your bones. And ask her right now if she is willing to sing over you, to sing a medicine song. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to introduce you to some medicine music and some images that will help you to connect, to merge with her, to merge, to see you through her eyes, to hear your voice and your cries through her ears, and to feel what she feels through her heart. So let me just make sure that I'm sharing the screen here. One moment. Let me go to the end. And then I'm going to check in with everyone. You can start grounding now into your body. And I'm also going to be sending you some notes here from the call so you'll remember how to do this for yourself at home. Here we go. Just brushing you off here. Just say, I choose to receive this medicine. It's plant medicine, crystal medicine, moon medicine. So just gaze at the screen with me and imagine that you are receiving this and you are just space. You are just grace. All is well in this moment. Breathing into your blood, your veins, capillaries. She blows that peace pipe over you into your third eye. Just sit back and receive this. Wrap your arms around your heart. Give yourself a hug and a squeeze and begin rocking from side to side. Just breathing in that mother energy, the safe energy, nurturing. I'm going to start again here because somebody just said they couldn't see the screen. So let's start again. Okay, I don't want to show that. Sorry. One moment. Let me know if you can see the screen now, Barbara. Just give me a thumbs up. Let's see. Yes, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Yay. Okay. Let's come back.
Madrecita, ay, 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 madrecita, ay, 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 madrecita.
Don't forget to breathe. Continue breathing. Start on the outside. Breathe deeper and deeper. Hold the breath.
Quiero estar despierta.
Swallow the breath. Let that light from your breath spread through you like a honey nectar. Stretch your arms out to the sides. Call in Mother Mary, Yeshua, Sananda, the safe masculine, healed feminine, all of your elder grandmas, the ones that knew how to live off of the land, the teachers, the mentors, the helpers from distant lands. You can close your eyes if you wish or keep them open and allow these energies, these frequencies to penetrate and permeate, to vibrate and pulsate through every bone in your body, all 206 hundreds of bones, ligaments, tendons, joints, joint bones, your jaw, your back, your shoulders, shoulder blades. Place your hands on your back, one hand on the back, the other in the front. Notice there's not just one, there are many healer ancestors who live in your bones. Ask them to help you remember what you've forgotten. They're so happy to see you. Allow yourself to tear up if you need to release the pent-up grief, the loss, the stress, the loneliness. Ay, 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 ay. Yes. Feel your roots, drop into your roots, into the land that you come from. Connect with the trees, run with the wolves. Ask to merge and to blend with your wise woman, bone whisperer ancestor, to sing, to hum, to tone and chant these medicine songs, these ikaros, to sit with them in sacred circle, to learn from them, to resource, to be resourced by them. You can hum along now, even if you don't know the words because it's in a different language. This is a song, the corazon of your ancestors, wherever they came from, whatever country, civilization. Allow yourself to feel what they're feeling in their hearts, all the gratitude and appreciation in their bones for your bones. Madrecita. And ask your ancestor elder's name, or give her a name. Tell them your name and how you are related to them and can never be disconnected or separate from their gifts, their strengths, their power. Ask them to show you how to thrive on this new earth, on this uncertain earth. Que me broten alas, quiero estar despierta cuando llegue Dios. Que me abran el corazón, que me abran el corazón. Breathing into your heart, the front and back of your heart, the sides of your heart. Allow all the barriers and the armor to melt and drop. Step out of those suits, that heaviness, the weightedness, and breathe into the flexibility of your bones. Your strong, supple bones. Ask them to feed you, to show you how to feed your own bones with the calcium, the minerals, the phosphorus, the vitamin D, to mend your bones, to mend what's broken or what's been fractured or sprained, what causes you pain. Que me broten alas, que me abran los ojos, quiero estar despierta cuando llegue Dios. Que me abran los ojos, que me broten alas, Notice you can stand and sit upright with a little bit more ease and flexibility. Breathing deeper, deeper into every part of you. Saying, I love you to every bone in your body. Thank you. I'm sorry for neglecting you. Sorry, please forgive me. Sorry for ignoring you. I love you. I love everything about who I am, who I am discovering I am. Beautiful. Awesome. Wow. Take a moment to just drink everything in and soak in this ancient ancestral wisdom. You could take some notes and pull out your journal now. Did you receive any insights? What did your world look like? And even your pain bodies, what did it look like when you merged and blended with your bone woman ancestor? Did she offer a message? Any guidance? What did you notice? Any insights? Just write that down so you don't forget. What was it like being her, being that close to her and merging with her? And let's thank her and thank all of your ancestors for coming through in this way. And in a moment, I'm just going to ask you to unblend and step back into your own body, your own bones, your own skin and organs, and check in. And check in. What do you notice now? Has the pain subsided? The tension dissolved or shifted? What do you notice now? And so now, while you're coming back to life, Barbara, can you see my screen now? Yay! Joy T is feeling heat in her body. Anyone else? This was a very powerful experience. Just go ahead and share. And I think there's one message that I just wanted to get to answer. How do we heal what we're not conscious of? That's the key here, is to become as conscious and aware as possible by asking the right questions. What else is possible? What is it going to take? Is this mine? Or is it somebody else's or something else's? Does this belong to me, this pain? Or did I absorb it? I'm such a powerful, highly sensitive empath. Did I absorb it and take it on, take it in, hold it in so I could alleviate the suffering from my parents and grandparents or my siblings or from the earth? And what you could do is you could just return that to the root, to the very beginning, the original trauma. So you're not necessarily giving it back to any living or unliving ancestors. You're giving it back to the moment, the lifetime for the first ancestor, wherever it was created, so it can be uncreated. You can give it back, you can return it, because it's not yours. So you can end the cycle of pain and suffering just by making that choice. And so during the program, I'll be showing you how to do this. right? How to identify where the blocks are with energy scanning, with body scanning, with asking the right questions, with visualizations, with guided meditations, right? With journeying with your ancestral helpers, right? Journeying into the inner terrain where your bones can be strengthened, where they can receive the nutrients, right? Or they can become more flexible and supple, right? And all of the energies that created inflammation and arthritic conditions can also calm down, can also dissolve and be subdued, right? Because everything is connected. So our nervous systems, our digestive systems, immune, endocrine, right? They're all connected. And so beautiful. Of course, you are all going to receive the recording. And I want to share with you, we already know this, but your bones keep the score, they carry memory, they hold echoes. Echoes of ancestors and past lives or alternate parallel realities, but also echoes from voices of the past. So if you tell yourself, if you have this challenge where you tell yourself that you're not good enough, right? Or your body is not perfect enough, right? Or whatever it is that you feel less than others about, you have to ask yourself, where did this come from? Because I wasn't born with these voices in my head. So these are echoes of voices from the past, right? Before you even had language. It's the vibration and the energy of your family members that you're still hearing in your ears and feeling in your heart. It's the life that you're recreating based on a lie. So remembering the truth of who you are is really everything, because you are a divine healing instrument and you don't have to. No one deserves to live in pain, stress, trauma, or in survival mode, right? And I don't want you to spiritually bypass. I want you to really be that brave, courageous warrior woman, right? It's never too late to mend what feels broken, because you're not actually broken, right? There's something wrong with you. But every bone contains a recording, a memory, like a living spiritual library. And this is what I want to help you to receive. So the class is coming up soon, and you'll receive an invitation, but I just quickly want to go over what you'll be learning and remembering in each session. So class 1 is about awakening bone memory and releasing stored trauma with bone cleansing rituals, with bone breathing, with body scanning, locating. Someone said that they didn't know how to locate where the trauma is stored. So wherever it feels uneasy or uncomfortable or unsettled, wherever it feels like you're off balance, or it feels too hot or too cold or maybe even numb, that's where you're holding your ancestors' burdens, right? So we're going to talk about all of that and how you can release all of the vows and the agreements and the promises and contracts that you hold in your jaws, in your skull, in your spine, even in your knees, shoulders, hips, and tailbone. So you can experience more ease, more space, and more safety and comfort in your body. And then class 2 will be healing ancestral imprints to restore energy flow. And this session is going to show you how to clear inherited patterns to activate your body's wisdom, to release ancestral contracts, cords, and attachments belonging to your ancestors that were passed on to you. There'll also be a bone healing symbol attunement to restore your energy, your life force energy and vitality, to take your powers back, because you're all powerful healers, and also to release lifetimes of trauma and tension, and as well as to unravel the root of trauma that is stored in all of the places that we already discussed, so you can experience and embody a sense of lasting, sustainable peace. And then class 3 is your bone woman attunement that I will be facilitating for you, where you'll receive bone healing, mending. You'll be meeting other female guardians as well as totem medicine guides and allies who can help you to reassemble the lost soul fragments, to fill in those ruptures or fractures in your soul and in your family soul, your ancestral soul. And it's also a healing initiation with Bone Woman, with your ancestral protectors. And it's about reactivating the remembrance, right, of and the guidance from your specific bloodline, from your lineage. So we're not connecting with spiritual ancestors, really, or star ancestors, galactic ancestors, as much as we're actually we're reuniting and reconnecting. We're merging with our ancestors of blood and bone, so we can actually rewrite the contracts and the vows and, all of the spells that have been cast upon us from generation to generation. And we not only do it for ourselves, but we do it for the women who have led to us being birthed, right? And we do it for our ancestors as well as our descendants. So this is the 3-week transformational program where you could step into your mastery as an alchemist, right? To transform what's not working, to heal and to mend your spiritual and physical broken soul fragments, fractures, and spiritual or physical bones. And I'll be also sharing a story that what happened to me in my own life when you sign up for this program about my broken ankle bone and how I use the system to heal myself and to shift my thoughts and my mindset around, the whole trauma of being injured. So that is going to be for another call, but you could read about all the testimonials about people that have been working with me, and then you'll receive a free gift. It's a body, bone, and soul fracture reset video. It's a healing video. You'll also receive all of the replays with lifetime access and a 69-page bone memory manual and all the class notes and the attunements. And so, this is about easing the stress of bone pain, body pain, tension, and inflammation. So you can register. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the chat, and I'll also send it to you when this replay is ready. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and I'm just going to type it into the chat box. So hopefully that works. Yes, it worked. Yay. So I just want to thank everyone for coming. I really appreciate you. So we've reached the top of the hour, the 90 minutes. If you have any questions at all, you know that you can contact me on my website, which is vandanalightshealing.com. And also you can email me at vandana@vandanalightshealing.com. Suzanne says, thank you. My journey took me back to the waters and the salt of the earth. And by the way, if you have a drum or if you have a rattle, or any percussion instruments, please bring them to the course. I have mine in the other room and I didn't use it today because I was afraid that the sound wouldn't work after that. So, but when we meet again, I'll make sure that my assistant is on the call to help with the technical issues. But if there are going to be any technical issues, but please, when you're listening to the replay, I encourage you to just sing along, to drum along, to tap along, and to rattle, to shake your body, shake your hands, shake your body, your head, your neck, because so much tension is stored. We bottleneck all of the stress and tension, and we hold ourselves back from actually being all that we can be, right? for having the strong and healthy body that we were born to have, right? And so we want to get to the psychology of it, underneath it, right? We want to excavate that and dig that out very gently and safely so that you could treat yourself more lovingly, right? And be good to yourself and your body, really, and love your body completely and accept and allow however it feels right now. It doesn't mean that it's always going to feel the same way. Yeah. The healing is still going on and it will continue. Everyone's different. So whatever you need, Joy T, the healing is going to continuously flow. And some say for 24 hours. So I would say to just rest because I know it's late where you are in Nepal. Rest and drink water to stay hydrated. You might notice your dreams. This is for everyone. And, you can call in, your guides, your bone women ancestors, if you feel that, that you're ready to do that. But I am going to be offering another free intro to the 3-week program on the 11th. So I'm going to send you the details. Make sure that you're signed up and that you're on my mailing list so you don't miss any of my gatherings or sometimes I'll have a sale or special events or my podcasts. Make sure that you're subscribed to vandanalighealing.com. Yay. All right. Well, thank you, beloveds. I really appreciate you. And I'm very happy that you showed up today in this very sacred way and that your heart and your mind and your bones are wide open, right? Wide open to not only experiencing sometimes, but fully embodying peace, health, good health, great health, perfect health, radiant health, and well-being always. So even if your ancestors were sick, depressed, lonely, in pain, needlessly, that doesn't mean that you have to be too. Okay, thank you. Love you so much. Aho. See you next time. Hopefully see you on the call. Make sure that you click on the link that I dropped in the chat box. Click on it. You can think about it. But don't think too long because this is kind of like a no-brainer, right? And I want the best for you. I want you to get out of pain like now and forever and feel your best. Love you so much. And I'll see you soon. Happy Easter. Bye for now.